Hey guys, this is Tia of Lego 98, and today I'll be doing another review, this time of the Lego Ninjago Dragon Pit set. Yeah, and it's just massive. Like, in some shots I'm not going to be able to get the whole set in camera, just because it's so big. And so first, I think I should just take a look at the minifigures. So here first is Kai. Let me just zoom in on his face sculpt. I'll take off his mask. It just looks like, I don't know if you can see. Let me just fix this. There's his head sculpt. You can see it's the after Lego Ninjago movie face sculpt. It has the band-aid on his eye. And yeah, he comes with two swords. One of them is 2 pieces, and the other one is just a standard Lego Ninjago sword. He has a sword pack at his back, and both of these swords can fit in it. Just stick it in here. Sorry if some frames are kind of blurry. My camera doesn't focus in that well. And just stick that in so you can have him not holding either of his swords. And for the next minifigure, just here is the next minifigure. It is Arcade with a K, not a C. Let me just zoom. There we go. He's wearing this kind of welding mask thing. I don't know if you can see. It's wearing it in a welding mask, and this is his head sculpt without all the welding mask stuff on it. Trying to zoom in on it. And yeah, he has these arcade slots on his chest because he's called Arcade. He's just holding a chainsaw on his back and a wrench, I guess. So yeah, there's another minifigure. Just let me go get in on this. This is Jay. There's Jay. He is also the after Lego Ninjago movie mold. And yeah, he's holding his signature nunchucks with a kind of hook at the end. So yeah, he also has the storage. It kind of, if you put sword in it, it kind of creates an X across his back. So yeah, there's Jade. What other minifigures do we have? Oh, and also Cole. He's holding his hammer. And yeah, he has a pretty nice face sculpt. Here's his back. And yeah, his arms, there's no molding on his arms. They're just plain yellow. Yeah, there's Cole. And let me get, this is, I forgot this guy's name. I forgot his name. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's a she in the show. Spoiler alert. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's called Heavy Metal or something. Yeah, and that's what she looks like. And she's holding like kind of a grappling hook crossbow. Let me just set this down for a second. So yeah, her crossbow is kind of like this. I'll just move back. So yeah, this is what she looks like. The chain, it kind of wraps around. It goes like that. It can extend to this long. So yeah, it's kind of a grapple shot crossbows thing. Yeah. And for more minifigures, here is another minifigure, and that is Chew Toy. So yeah, in the show, he's the guy who like comes out and like holds the bait to get the dragon. And you can see before, I'm pretty sure like before, his helmet was supposed to have 2 horns, but it must have got like bitten off by the dragon or something. And yeah, he's just holding, he has a shield to protect himself, and also he's holding a chicken leg. It's always nice to get more chicken leg pieces. Add to my ever-growing collection, and let me just get this. Here is another minifigure, and that is Zane. He's holding his bow, and he has the arrows at the back. Yeah, his one arm is silver, and I'm pretty sure that's supposed to represent his his clothes getting ripped. So yeah, that arm is bare, and that arm still has a sleeve on it, I guess. And yeah, for another minifigure, and let me just open up this, and yeah, this is Iron Baron. Yeah, and he's the main villain of the show. He like he has this like techno arm. His real arm got like bitten off by some kind of dragon, and he's just holding this staff. Yeah, and he has a top hat, and he's also wearing and he also has one of these knives. Oh yeah, pretty cool. And the last minifigure, if you haven't watched the show yet, don't watch this. Skip to later, because like this, I'm going to show some spoilers in this segment. So just moving all the way back, and this is the Dragon Warrior. Yeah, his shield likes to fall off, but yeah, this is what he looks like. And yeah, he has this really nice sword. The hilt likes to pop off really easily. I mean, the blade likes to pop off really easy. Well, I guess you could say the hilt. It just has this dragon head style handle, and you can put it on any minifigure. And just another accessory of his, it's this shield. Also just a clip on the back that any minifigure can hold. Like that. And let me just take a look at the helmet. I'm pretty sure these are the new gold color, like the pearl gold, the new pearl gold, not the old one. Because yeah, it looks pretty nice. It has like a clip on the top. It can hold on to this horn piece. And also, let me just, this is tight. Here is his armor piece, the chest plate. Kind of has like a dragon scale design going on right there. And yeah, here's a flag on the back. It's kind of a Lego Ninjago, a Lego Nixonites-ish armor piece. And yeah, this is his actual face. Without all the mask pieces, there's an alternate smiling face. Right there's a smiling face right there. And for the other face sculpt, it's a frowning face. So yeah, and if you haven't watched the show, skip this part, because this is a spoiler warning. Don't say I didn't warn you. So yeah, in the show, just skip if you haven't watched the show. In the show, this is actually Master Wu. If you watched the previous season, you know that Wu became like a baby, and then this is kind of him grown up as teenage Wu. He has some facial hair right there. Let me just zoom in. Sorry if this is kind of blurry, I'm trying to focus. There we go. He has a bunch of dots on his face. guessing that's supposed to represent facial hair. And it just has these gold armor plating on his torso. So yeah. If you haven't watched the show, you shouldn't have watched this part, so don't say I didn't warn you. Let me just fix up his torso. And also, yeah, let me talk about another thing. That is this dragon that you can build in this set. This thing is also pretty, well, it's one of the smaller dragons. It's supposed to represent a kind of earth dragon. So you can have like any minifigure just kind of perched on here. Yeah, and they're like there's a 2x3 studded section on there, so you can fit about 2 minifigures there. Like if both of them are standing, you could fit 1 sitting minifigure. So yeah, that's kind of nice. And the build itself, it looks pretty good. I especially like how they used upside down pieces to represent the teeth. I think it looks good. So yeah, for articulation, let me just move a bit. Articulation for this, it's pretty good. The mouth can open. There's 2 hinges. There's one here and one at the base. The neck is on a ball joint. Yeah, the wings are also on ball joints, and they have a hinge right here. The front legs, it has a ratchet joint right here, goes in and out, forward and back, and there's a ball joint at I guess his foot. There's a ball jointed foot, and the toes can move up and down very slightly. And for the back leg, same articulation. Moves forward and back and in and out on a ratchet joint, and yeah, ball jointed foot. For the tail, there's a bunch of ball joints. There's kind of a swivel right here and a ball joint, and then another ball joint, another ball joint, and another ball joint. So yeah, it's pretty. You can get some pretty expressive poses out of him, and just yeah, let me just zoom forward so you can see this massive thing. So yeah, it's a pretty neat build. There's a bunch of play features. Let me just move it. So yeah, first thing, and another something really cool that I like about it is that it can separate into 3 distinct sections. Let me just move this. Remove this. So yeah, this can separate, and this part becomes kind of a watchtower-ish thing with a crossbow with a launcher up here. If you just turn this, I don't want to do it right here because I'm probably gonna lose this, but yeah, if you turn this, it will hit these back sections, and these are just flip fire missiles with a chain connecting them. And the idea is you would have, you would kind of have the dragon sitting here, and you would launch this and try to catch the dragon. So yeah, it's a pretty cool play feature. And there's also this kind of turret right here. There's some space you can put minifigures in, and there's just kind of this big cannon right here. And down here, this is kind of a workshop. So do you want to? So yeah, this is kind of where this guy arcade where he kind of works, and there's a little anvil right here. I don't know if you can see. There's an anvil. There's kind of a stove, and then there's a bunch of weapons in this little crate. Sorry, my hands are getting in the way. There's some weapons in this crate. One of them is like this. And then there's just 2 like robot arm pieces that hold some tools. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And now moving on to the other side section, the smaller side section. This is kind of a prison. So yeah, and there's this. You can turn this, and it does an action feature. So yeah, the idea is you would open up the sides. Let me just get a ninja in here. You could open up the sides and you would put a ninja in here. It is kind of a holding cell. And then you would put it near the arena, and then you would turn this. It doesn't always work. Sorry. Doesn't always work. Sometimes the ninja gets stuck. Oh shit. Oh yeah, it doesn't always work. It's not the best integration, but it works most of the time. Now that I'm on camera, it just won't work. So just rotate this, and there we go. The floor opens up from underneath them, and then they kind of fall into a second area of this build, and then the idea is they're supposed to come out here and go fight the dragon. So yeah, that's kind of cool. Let me just put him back in there. And let's talk about the main build. This is kind of the spectators area where Iron Baron would sit. In here there's kind of a throne made of bones. Just taking Iron Baron here. Let me just you can sit him inside the throne, and it kind of takes a while. There isn't much space in there, so yeah, you kind of have to do a little bit of fiddling to get him in there. I'm sure you can do a better job than me, but I have a time limit, so I'm not gonna take the time to put him in there nicely. And there's kind of this engine section over here. I'll talk more about that later. There are these kind of banners and knives up here. So yeah, taking a look at it from the side, and just move stuff out of the way. There's kind of like a fire hydrant right here. It's red. I thought it was some kind of ketchup bottle or something, and that's weird. There's some weapons in here. There's a bone. There's a kind of weapons rack. And just looking at it from the side, there's a ladder right here, and there's some gears right here. I'll talk about those more later. And yeah, at the back it's pretty hollow. There's some space where it can sit minifigures right here. And also from the side, I just want to mention something. This is a lot wider than most Lego city sort of like building builds. Like most of them, they're only like 3 or 4 blocks wide, so you can hardly even fit a minifigure in there. But this is just really wide. You can fit a bunch of minifigures on this platform, which is nice. So yeah, talking about the action feature on this, there's this gear right here where you can turn, and if you turn it, the gates close. Yeah, and it's pretty smooth once you've got it going. Yeah, I think it's a really cool action feature. So just if you like put the dragon back here, you can open the gates and he can come out and fight someone in the pit. So yeah, that's cool. So yeah, I think that's really cool. And for this section, I said I'll talk about it later. It's kind of, when you turn this, it also spins this little gear, this tiny gear right here, and so I'm pretty sure it's supposed to represent this part is supposed in universe, this part is powering the gates. So yeah, I think that's also pretty cool. So yeah, there is my video review of the Lego Ninjago Dragon Pit set. I think it's a really good set. It's pretty fun, and yeah, bye.